So today I'm going to be talking about emerging bilingualism, and this is by me, Jennifer Acosta. So what is emerging bilingualism? Emerging bilingualism is when students that are continuing to improve their original language while also learning a new language at the same time. For example, when a student is knowing English, but at the same time they're wanting to know Spanish. That is what being bilingual really is when you're knowing two types of languages, or two different types of languages. What are the benefits of being bilingualism or bilingual? So the benefits of emerging bilingualism is that it can give children an advantage on anything related to academic or education. Also, it can make traveling easier and more enjoyable for both parents and children. I would like to go more in depth about that one. So, if students decide to travel to another country that they're learning the language of, it'll make things easier for the student that they will now understand how to communicate with other people that come their way. That was basically what I was trying to imply when I put that one. The next example for the benefits is that it makes it easy for children to learn multiple languages instead of just one, and it is an advantage when they do that. And also that parents can raise their children to learn another language when they get older, as they will have more experience during the time. What are some issues that emerge from different names that have been assigned to children who are developing English in schools? So what I had written down was that the most common issue about teaching a student a different language is being persistent of the new language when the student should be focused on learning English rather than Spanish at first. And this is because every student learns differently. Therefore, this is considered one of the issues in regards to learning a new language. And the next example that I wrote down here was that an ESL teacher should encourage students to use English more than Spanish on a daily basis unless a student prefers to communicate in Spanish more. So, for example, when a teacher is teaching the students a language, teachers can only teach students English more than what they should be learning. This is an issue because this will confuse the student on what he or she should be learning or knowing in terms of the language. Moving forward, examples of how teachers can reinforce bilingualism in the classroom. Here are a few examples. For the first example is to encourage the new language for a good service for the students and for the world. This means that the language should be reinforced by admiring the language and putting it to good use. Another one is that, teachers or the staff of the school should use a visual report around the classroom or the school. An example of this is putting posters around the school in order to express the culture of the different types of languages that are being addressed. So, for example, if the student is from Italy, the school should have a poster that's representing Italy. So forth. The next example is using verbal support inside and outside of the class. An example of this would be to show that the students around the school or the class can have them practice in different language by giving them items from the inside of the classroom and have them tell you the name of the object in another language. What do I mean by that? Here's an example. When the teacher picks a student and asks them to tell her what the chair is in Spanish, how to say chair in Spanish, and the student replies back, silla. And when the teacher takes the student outside of the classroom, the same aspect or before should apply. For example, a teacher can ask the student how to say swing in Spanish, and as we know, the student can respond to swing as columpio. And my last example for this was that I had put effective support to let all children know that their first language has value. And I want this to be reinforced because this would show students that learning their new language does have a purpose, and it is important because students need to know that in the future it's important to learn the new language, and they should apply it to wherever they go next. Because nowadays, when you get a new job, in the future, everywhere that you work does require to know both languages and to be bilingual. And this should help the students because once they learn the language at a young age, it will help them develop as they grow older and become an adult. And that is the end of my presentation. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you.